I am Miss Blake, and I am the very proud principal of Wren School. Proud to be Wren. I have to keep remembering to say that, actually. And I would like to very much welcome you to our sixth form open evening this evening. I have two of our very talented sixth formers who'd like to speak to you first. I'm going to introduce Izzy, and then following Izzy, Elliot will then have a short conversation with you as well. And then I will talk to you about our sixth form offer and how wonderful our sixth form is. Okay, Izzy.
Hello, my name is Izzy and I'm a prefect in year 13. I'm wholly proud to be a member of the Wren sixth form community. I believe the strong sense of community at Wren is underpinned by its social life, and this is an important way of balancing the intensity of sixth form academic subjects. Wren sixth form staff understand that students deserve the opportunity to let their hair down. With this in mind, over the course of the year, the staff committee and prefects arrange numerous activities that allow Wren students to do just this. One of the most popular is the Winter Ball. Events are held regularly and present a welcome opportunity to socialise and relax in a safe environment. These activities include form challenges, charity events, sporting championships, and seasonal events like our Dress Up for Halloween competition. The social life of Wren sixth form encourages good personal relationships and helps create new friendships. We run social initiatives from uniting people around common causes to other events focused on pure enjoyment. At Wren sixth form, you can enjoy plenty of opportunities to engage in new experiences alongside both your old and new friends. There is a wider life within the sixth form, which offers students the chance to develop their skills and abilities further. There are opportunities to develop leadership skills by making varied contributions to the life of Wren, from mentoring younger pupils to the role of prefects. Here in the sixth form, we are encouraged to take part in extracurricular activities, such as sporting competitions, work experience, and writing kind of competitions. We also link with other schools in our trust, share experiences, and work with external providers. The teachers of Wren have inspired me to push my comfort zone further by undertaking Duke of Edinburgh. I actively participated in the practice expedition in September, and though immensely challenging, the sense of achievement at the end was all-encompassing. Wren is very eager to provide us with the skills beyond the classroom. We have had cooking lessons, budgeting talks, and even car safety discussions. One of the best things about sixth form is the ability to choose your own subjects. Here at Wren, we have a vast array. We offer facilitating subjects like the sciences, humanities, English and maths. We also have creative subjects such as art, media, film studies and photography. Other popular subjects are law, business, engineering and psychology. Whilst the number of subjects you take on are significantly less than GCSE and class sizes are smaller, the workload triples and does require a lot of commitment. With this said, well-being and mental health is a very open topic in the sixth form. We are always reminded of the importance of personal well-being, the resources available, and techniques we can use to balance the pressures of academic delivery and life. I have continually felt supported in the sixth form, and have always had someone to approach when I needed advice or guidance. The sixth form team supported me and my peers throughout the pandemic. Like everyone, they had concerns and found themselves in a world they didn't recognise, and had to plan and replan and put their own personal concerns aside to support all students and the parents. All teachers at Wren have an open door policy and have genuine interest in the whole student, not just their enthusiasm or ability in their subject. Wren sixth form will not be for everyone. However, if you want to be in a place where you can thrive academically, no matter your ability, have your well-being supported in a fully inclusive environment, then I would say you may be standing up here in the future replaying your experiences in the sixth form and encouraging others to join as I am. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Hi, my name is Elliot Wilson and I'm a student at Wren Sixth Form. I'm here to give you an insight into what Wren Sixth Form is like as a student. Wren Sixth Form is an exceptional centre for further education that exceeds in developing top students that go into exciting professions. What makes Wren Sixth Form stand out? I would say the community. Everyone wants to learn, everyone wants to help each other, which makes our learning environment a safe and friendly space. That's what I love about Wren Sixth Form. Everyone is keen to do well. There is nothing more than disruptive students that just want to get in trouble and show off, because I've been there and it's not nice. So by just having students that want to learn and study, your lessons won't be disrupted. We have specific areas like the common room to provide a quiet learning space for those who want to get their head down and have no distractions. Students at Wren Sixth Form are determined to learn because they choose to be here, and if you don't meet what is required, you won't attend Wren Sixth Form. What also stands out about Wren Sixth Form, I assure you, we are the smartest sixth form in Wellingborough. Everyone wants to look good, everyone wants to look smart, so do not be the odd one out. A lot of aspects of sixth form differ to lower school, which gives students the opportunity to have a fresh start and more responsibility. It's a reset button for those who maybe weren't the brightest in lower school. This is your chance to change for the better. The staff are always willing to dedicate their time to individual students to help pursue their aspirations and give advice on what the next step forwards are for you. Within the sixth form, there are so many opportunities that allow you an insight on further careers. With many open days for universities and apprenticeships, you will be constantly getting emails from Miss Mays, so don't mute her. She's just trying to help, letting you know what is coming up. I would say my time at Wren Sixth Form has been confusing to say the least. Obviously, COVID-19 has played that huge factor. I would say my year has been hit the hardest from the circumstances. Not doing my GCSEs and having all that time off during that Christmas period last year, it's been a very hard time for all. But all the students it's been a real credit for all the students keeping motivated through such difficult times, and to the teachers for being such a real help when they struggled too. Nobody knows what the future holds, and predicted grade have played such a huge role for everyone. The predicted grade is what the teachers believe you are likely to achieve in the current circumstances, so I suggest you start being nice to your teachers, so if the worst comes to worst, you're not panicking. I'm not going to lie, sixth form is not for everyone, but if you think you're a hard-working student wanting to build a further education, here is perfect. Thank you for listening.
As you've already seen, the young people that come to Wren Sixth Form are an absolute credit, and they are a credit to the teachers here, but most of all, they are a credit to themselves. So in terms of a vision, quite often when you go into a school, you see a vision statement, and you see a big paragraph full of academic language that, quite frankly, I think means absolutely nothing at all, unless it's actually being lived on a day-to-day basis. And actually, a vision for me is more about how children and young people feel when they are in a school, how we encourage them to succeed, and how we can get each individual to thrive, and thrive in their own way, because that looks very different for each person. I want students in our sixth form to enjoy their experience here. I want them to thrive and achieve academic successes that help them then progress onto the pathways that they choose. I want them to be able to embrace opportunities and develop personally. Because actually it's not just about a piece of paper. It's not just about letters on one envelope that you happen to open at the end of year 13. It's about where you go next. And it's actually about who you are as an individual. And we keep losing sight of that in education. And we mustn't, actually. We set no limits. We accept no excuses, though. Be wary. Miss Mays will give you that email. And Miss Davis will find you. She has skills. Our children not children actually, young people. So I've spent the last 8 weeks talking to students and talking to teachers. I am reluctant to make changes and decisions until I know what to do for the best interests of the young people in this community. And what I've found out is that the students in the sixth form here feel supported. They are confident that when they hit that wall, and there will be a wall, when you take A-levels, there is always a wall, and there's always a time where you feel that life is somewhat impossible. And when you get to that wall, they feel confident, they have absolute confidence that there's going to be someone there that will support them to find that door to open up and get past whatever it is that just feels like it's taken over your entire world at the time. They feel as if they are also autonomous, which means they have that responsibility to be able to drive their own futures. They feel as if they are being held accountable. They are being held accountable. They are also responsible, and they are also resilient. When things don't go right that first time, as we all know as adults, when we go to work and we just think of those times and those days, and it's usually a Wednesday, let's be honest, where actually life is feeling just a little bit more challenging than perhaps we'd like, that resilience there is absolutely key. I'm going to have to confiscate that phone now. I'm really sorry. There's always one. Usually sit at the back, actually, but, you know. Now, when we think about progression routes, we also think about university, and I also think about quite a lot about business leaders and what they want from young people. Common sense. My goodness, doesn't that seem to be something so obvious? And I can see nods going on here at the minute. Common sense, wouldn't that be nice? But they also talk that they want young people to be able to develop the skills and the knowledge, that they want them to be successful lifelong learners, they want them to be team players, they want them to be able to use eye contact. You know, that dreaded thing where you have a conversation and your teenager does this for the entirety of the conversation. I want our children to stand out, or young people to stand out. I want them to be unique. And I want them to walk into an interview in the future, and for you, as an interviewer, to be wowed. You have to absolutely have that young person in your establishment. I want our sixth formers to go into a boardroom, to be able to confidently hold that boardroom space against other young people who may have had all sorts of opportunities and may have come from very different backgrounds. But why not? Why absolutely not indeed? When you are applying for a sixth form at Wren, you are coming to a place where we have the highest expectations. But you are also coming to a place where we will do everything we possibly can to support you to achieve those high expectations. And then as those 2 years grow on, you start off thinking as if, I'm not sure if I can quite do this, actually. This is trickier. This is slightly harder than a GCSE. And then you develop and you go, actually, do you know what? I can do this. This isn't quite so bad. And then you end up thinking, I'm just brilliant at this. I have no problems walking into that boardroom, and it doesn't even bother me if they speak Latin, because I will just turn around and say, speak to me in English. But it's just having that confidence, and that's what we want from our young people when they leave in year 13. The entry requirements. Now, we have thought really carefully about this, actually, because actually I want a sixth form that's inclusive, and I want a sixth form that provides progression pathways for every single individual young person. When you come to this sixth form, you can choose to study for A-levels. Absolutely. I would ask that the students who really considered studying for A-levels attain grades 7 to 9 in the suite of their GCSEs. And the reason why we ask that is because it is really tough to do 4 A-levels and juggle that. But we have students who go to Warwick, we have students who have gone to Oxbridge universities, we have students who have gone on, and I will show you some amazing results in a minute, to achieve the highest things. We also have students who go on and are currently studying an apprenticeship at Aston Martin, and an apprenticeship in accountancy. We've got students that can do all sorts of things here, and I'll go through the offer in a second. But what we are asking is for an average of 4.5 across 6 GCSEs. Actually, what that enables us to do is, you are studying 9 GCSEs at the moment, most of you, possibly 10. Some students study less, some students study more, but roughly the average is 9 GCSEs. The likelihood of every single young person in this room coming out with 9 GCSEs, all grade 7 or above, is an elitist view, and quite frankly wrong, because that's based on the assumption that every young person must go to university, and that's incorrect, and not the right approach actually. For some students, we will provide that stretch and challenge, and you will absolutely have that opportunity to study those 4 A levels and come out with those 4 A stars, without a doubt. We ask, along with the 4.5 for the 6 subjects, example up there, that you really need to have that 4 in English and Maths. What you don't want to be doing ideally is resitting your English and Maths over and over again. And actually, I can't underestimate how absolutely crucial it is for you to have that 4 in English and Maths. If you miss out on that 4 in either English or Maths, then we will support you and we will offer resits in the 6th form for those students who need them. It will be very difficult if you don't achieve a 4 in both subjects though, because of the workload around the 3 subjects and then 2 retakes. In terms of additional grades as well, in your packs, we have given you the grade breakdown by subjects that you need for individual A levels. You could have that suite of subjects and then want to study, let's just pull out Maths, for example, and the grade 7 might be in Maths. You might be an absolute Maths genius. Therefore, you come and you study A-level Maths, and we think really carefully about the other subjects that are appropriate actually, or the other subjects that align to where you want to go in the future. What that enables us to do is identify your talents and nurture them. There's always that one subject that you adore, that you love, that you really enjoy, that you spend hours doing, that you will always prioritize your revision on. You always think, I've got to do all of these different bits of revision tonight. That's the one I'm going to do first. Or there's a subject that you are just really passionate about. I would really, really advise you to try and take that, because you always have to take one subject that you absolutely enjoy. So you can study, and these are the options available, and this is why we thought about this offer so incredibly carefully. 4 A levels. You could study 3 A levels and an EPQ, or core maths if you're studying science, or you could study something like Lambda if you want to continue doing something creative, and your 3 A levels, so you can see there's options there. You can study 2 BTECs and an A level. You could study 1 A level and 2 BTECs. You can study 3 BTECs. That enables us to give an offer that is absolutely the right provision for every single young person in this room. And that's why we've worked so hard on this offer. So you can see there from the curriculum all the different aspects that I've just talked to you about in terms of A levels and BTECs, and the additional opportunity to resit either the English or Maths. Now, what I haven't explained yet is this idea of preparing you to be unique and preparing you to stand out from every other young person in any other 6th form that is studying at any other point in this country. That's what this does. In year 12, and it's just year 12, because in year 13, we want you to study entire focus on your courses. Nothing else, perhaps a winter ball or 2, and perhaps some fundraising and some fun kind of things that Izzy touched on earlier. But mainly your core focus will just be on your studies. Absolutely the right thing to do. But in year 12, we do things to make sure that you have that something extra, that you are unique. And you take an option from the personal growth pathway. So if you are taking engineering, you really, really feel the passion that you want to be, a civic engineer or an architect, For example, Ben, can I use your example? Would that be all right? I was just talking to Ben at the back there. And Ben is keen to be an architect. So we talked about Ben taking maths and further maths, but doing product design, and then possibly doing an EPQ with an engineering or an architecture focus. Now, not only is he going to walk into that interview with the most amazing portfolio from product design, he's going to have the most amazing results from his maths qualifications, and then this EPQ that just will make him stand out from that crowd. Because it's going to be something unique that he's researched, that's something way outside of the scope of what you'd find in sixth form. Then add to that our Give Back program. Because when you apply for university, when you're doing early UCAS entries, what they like to see is a sense of community and the fact that you are willing to give back. So in our Give Back program, and I'm going to test myself now by not looking, you can be a teaching assistant. You're all seeing if I get this right, aren't you? I can see the audience participation here. A teaching assistant and a coach, a mentor, supporting a club or lead a club. Is there something else? Or just being fabulous, doing all of the citizenship and the leadership. There's something else. I've missed something. Reading mentor. I knew I'd missed something. But all of those sorts of things are about you giving back to the community. Now, this is also about the profile of the school, because I think you also have a duty of care and a responsibility to be role models for the younger students. And you are role models for the younger students at Wren by taking part in all of the different activities that we do in terms of community. And I'll go on to those in a second as well. Now, all of this is done in year 12 because, my goodness gracious me, it lines up really beautifully with your personal statements for university, your personal statements that you need for apprenticeship applications. But then in year 13, allows you to focus on your qualifications. So when we go back to the vision at the start about that investment in developing your personal growth, yourself as an individual, but also your academic success, can you see how this has been put together to enable both of those things to happen? Careers are hugely important. If you ever speak to the lovely Miss Rayner, she's smiling now because I'm mentioning the word careers. But careers are about preparing children, young people, actually all of the students in the school for the world of work and understanding what's possible actually. And the biggest challenge at the moment for schools is that we are preparing students and young people for jobs that don't yet exist. And when you're preparing young people for jobs that don't yet exist, how do you know what you're preparing them for? Hence the personal growth, hence the focus on developing them individually as well as the academic outcomes. But in terms of careers, what sort of things can you expect if you're a student at Wren? You can expect work experience. You can expect one-to-one careers advice and support. You can expect to work on a program called VESPA, which is about preparing students for university and preparing students for apprenticeships. And it's also about encouraging young people to develop those skills to be responsible young adults and to hold themselves accountable for their decision making. You can be involved in something called MOOCs, and I know that sounds very odd, but it's called MOOCs, and what it does is that's the bridge between sixth form and university. It can be tailored to your specific needs, but it also gives you support for your EPQ, if you were to do your EPQ, which also has UCAS points, and it also is very career focused and gives you access to understanding the world of business. So MOOCs gives you lots of different avenues there to explore. Into university, we've got links with a number of universities already that we work with. If I name them all, I'd be here for some time. But our main links at the moment are Leicester University, Warwick, Oxford, Cambridge and Northampton. But we also have wider links to that. I've just established a link with Somerville College and St John's College in Oxford as well. So it's not just Oxford University, but we're actually working with some of the separate colleges now as well. And we also support you in terms of early UCAS applications, if that's the route that you also want to go down. And we can also provide mentoring for Oxbridge candidates, because the Oxbridge process is formidable. And having that expertise externally to our sixth form is absolutely crucial in that process. We also work with a magic circle firm called Slaughters, which isn't very pleasant, really, but it's a lawyer firm in London. And they come and do some work with our law students. We also work with the Kalisha Trust, who are a group of law firm, and that they also come in and mentor, prepare students for debating, prepare students for public speaking. We're involved in essay writing, public speaking and debating, I've just said. We work with the Sutton Trust, and they support students with medicine, and also provide access to seminars and lectures for students as well, university-style seminars and lectures. We've got links for our engineering and science students now through the Leicester University. Leicester University have an aerospace centre for engineering, and I was speaking to the Vice-Chancellor 2 weeks ago. We've secured some visits and some workshops and some seminars to actually work with the lecturers there for engineers as well. And I've just developed some links with ProDrive and we've got an Aston Martin link already, and also with Red Bull Racing. So again, you can see some of the access, the opportunities that students can access beyond those things within the curriculum. I could have filled up 3 slides with these amazing achievements from young people. I can't give you names, obviously, but I can give you examples. And you can see the grades, phenomenal. So when I say to you, we support students at every single different level, despite your starting points, despite your confidence, and despite what you think you're capable of, these are the sort of outcomes that students and young people achieve in this sixth form. And then we talk about this idea of extracurricular, because actually that's absolutely imperative. I think that young people, due to that dreaded pesky thing called a pandemic, have been really impacted, and not just through their learning in the classroom, but actually in accessing opportunities to do things that just, when you're in your 40s, you look back on, and my favourite one was DFE, and I was in the middle of Dartmoor, and I forgot to take some food, which is a really silly thing to do when you're doing a silver expedition in the middle of Dartmoor. And there was a very, very kind-hearted humanities teacher called Mr. Heron, and he gave me a tin of baked beans, which kept me going. But it's that kind of ridiculously stupid thing. I remember getting stuck in a lift in the middle of Paris when we were on a French trip. You know, it's those sorts of silly things that you remember and take experiences away from. And then there are awe-inspiring moments where you've gone to an art gallery and you've done a workshop with an architect from Arup, and one of your students has just designed the Olympic Stadium, or one of the Olympic stadiums, and has won a national competition. So there are huge amounts of things that you can get up to in schools. But the sixth form, absolutely, we must protect that. So as part of that, we do a lot of work in terms of charity fundraising and giving back to the community. And our students, just this term alone, not the rest of the year, have already raised £121 for Jeans for Jeans, £127 for Macmillan, £115 for Young Minds, totalling £363 in the first term, sixth formers, leading aspects at whole school and individually within. They have taken part in a Halloween fair. That was slightly insane, I'm not going to lie. Slightly insane, but really good fun. And again, raise money for children in need. Poppy selling. Our sixth formers have gone round to the entire school. We usually sell 1 box of poppies. This year we've sold 4 for the Royal British Legion. They have a winter ball, obviously, and we are partaking in Christmas jumper day. And a mufti day, which is a new phrase for me, I have to be honest, non-uniform. Why is it called mufti? But I'll go with the mufti thing. So, that just to sum up, because I'm not going to keep you too much longer. Academic achievement, academic individual success, our students thrive. Personal growth, they develop individually into confident, resilient, hardworking, dedicated young people who might even pick their own socks up from their bedroom if you're lucky. They may even grow into wanting to make you a cup of tea, who also are contributors not only to the sixth form community, but the wider school community life and extended community, which reaches out way beyond those school gates. Why should you come to this sixth form? Because of Izzy and Elliot, not because of me. Have a wonderful evening. It's been a pleasure to meet you all. Goodbye.